Hello, people of the internet. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I don't know if you could tell, I am not dressed in what I am wearing for the thumbnail, nor am I wearing what I was wearing for the other videos that go out on Friday. I'm recording this Thursday night. In fact, it's actually 9:30 on Thursday night. Tomorrow, or Friday's release schedule is stupid. Twice and Pixie. I want to check out both the MVs and the EPs that drop along with it. And I think there's a grand total of 6 things I want to check out tomorrow, and there's just no way in heck I'm going to have time to get through From Us Fridays properly, so we're going to do it ahead of time. Today, we're doing the entire My Little Society EP. This one was, I think, the project that I knew the least about, so I'm tremendously excited for it. We checked out 2 of the B-sides. We checked out Weather and Mulgogi on the B-sides. And then we checked out, of course, Feel Good on the title track. But we're going to listen to the entire thing, start to finish, and just kind of enjoy the whole experience. So, here we go. If you're wondering where the Fun Factory reaction is, because technically you should have watched Fun Factory after From 9, we're skipping it solely for the fact that we have watched everything on the album already, like quite literally. We've done both B-sides, we've done Love Rum Pum Pum, we've done Fly High, and then we've done Fun. So we're just going to skip that single album altogether and just go straight into My Little Society. So I think that just leaves 9-Way Ticket and Midnight Guest to do, which we'll do next week if the full release hasn't dropped yet. I think we'll just do it regardless next Friday and then just be done with it. That way we'll be all the way done with the discography. I know the From Our Memento Box album exists, but I've listened to that album through and through already. It won't be a fresh reaction to it, considering it was like one of my top 10 favorite albums of the year last year, and frankly, I don't know if we're going to have one more week before the From Us album drops, so just going to roll with it. Look forward to those in the future. But let's jump straight into the title track. Here we go. Because this was the big style switch, wasn't it? Because this after Fun was the biggest sound switch From Us had ever had, I think. Even more than Digun Digun to Love Bomb, I think. Because this was such a more like refined and mature sound. Love that when Jihan has that kind of like talk rapping portion, she sounds so casual and just laid back with it. And then they're really writing with the rapping part now. And I love the way Jihan gets melodic at the end of that line. Yeah, a lot more implementation of the rap part in this song compared to previous title tracks for sure. Oh, love that alright ad-lib. honestly, this might be one of my favorite choruses. It's so catchy, and it's so easy to sing along to it. Give me that. 조금 다른 나를 만나게 해줄게. Give me that. 조금 다른 나를 만나게 해줄게. 'Cause I feel so good. Feel good. Na 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 na. Feel good. Yeah, this song has grown on me a lot. I think another very interesting thing is the position distribution for the song, again, has been a big switch up. Lots of rapper Jihan. We had rapper Nako at some point. The everyday nice. The entire second verse was, because Soyeon was pretty much mainly on vocals. Chaeyoung was mainly on vocals. Oh, I feel good. Yeah, second verse. Here we go. Oh, we'll go again. I love just the way that Jihoon just switches gears like that. And it's such a nice, playful melody to end it on, too. Paradise. Again, and it's, I think, another way of just showing the sheer range that the members have in terms of like what they can do. Like, they're showing off their flexibility for this, especially if you, like me, have like kind of tracked their discography from start to finish, and you're hearing different voices in parts of songs that you normally wouldn't hear. Like, up until this point, I feel like you rarely heard Jihan like front and center on like rapping verses or just like main verses in general like this. And like, this was kind of like the time when Nako's position started being relegated a little bit further back in the songs, because I feel like she got a lot of front and center positions early on, but as their sound progressed, I feel like Nako got a lot more of like the, I don't want to call them filler parts, but like less front and center moments in a way, and is like more being utilized to blend things together in a way, which I think is really interesting. We didn't get too much of rapping Soyeon, if at all, in this song, which I think we got some in Fun, because her and Serom were rapping under the fake Adidas advertisement in Fun. Just, yeah, seeing positions move around a little bit here and there, it's always really interesting to see. Let's go next. Oh, Weather. I vibe with this so hard. I love this Vocaloid effect. Wow, wow. It's such a different sound for them. Even like starting a song in this lower register is so different to what we're like used to in terms of Promise music up to this point. Up until Hayoung's part, it was really low, and even when Hayoung got up there in range, it was super gentle. It's like not until you get to the chorus where you get like the powerful stuff. Oh, this post-chorus is spectacular. Again, Serom and Jihon on rapping. Soyeon and Chaeyoung more vocals. Lower in range though. Gyuri's mixed tone, there it is. And then Soyeon front and center on the chorus. I love the way the song is mixed too. The percussion line is really crispy but not too far forward. The synth is loud and it's like it makes itself known. There's just enough reverb on the vocals to just let it linger a little bit. Nothing's overpowering. The members' voices blend so seamlessly together. Yeah, like honestly, we listened to a lot of B-sides up until this point, and in terms of like the new music that I had never heard of, genuinely I think out of like the stuff that we checked out already in terms of like the B-side marathon and like the title track MV marathon, I think most of my favorite stuff or like the most memorable stuff has come from My Little Society. It's like I loved it. I hadn't heard the title track, and I fell in love with it. God, that funk bass is so addictive. And then Weather is just such an interesting and fun song to listen to. And again, it's a very different sound for both songs. Like to this point in their discography is so different, and it's just a good time. It's just a good time. Next. Starry Night. I think this got suggested by a couple people. Just never got around to it. Interesting that we're getting a ballad midway through the album. Yeah, track 3 on the album. I should probably try and read the lyrics, shouldn't I? Ooh, interesting choice of using Jihon there as a post-chorus. A little bit of sing rapping from Soyeon, and then more melodic by Jihon this time. interesting that Fromis so far has been pretty hopeful in their lyrics so far. Nothing's been like too dark and gloomy. Oh, interesting pairing of voices from the pre-chorus into the chorus, having Gyuri and Nako on verse 1, then Hayoung and Chaeyoung in verse 2. Gyuri's voice sparkles just differently on a ballad. Interesting that Hayoung and Jiwon actually hold back on the power for the Oh, I love a cheeky bit of harmony there. There's the power out of Jiwon's vocals. Whew. Oh, Nako finishing the song with spine-tingling vocals. Okay. Three things. Ballad in the middle of the album, really interesting. 2, the vocal pairings for this song are just exquisite. They've managed to, like, throughout the song, pair voices really well in terms of like what sequence they show up in the song. So like, after you have a super airy vocal and super gentle vocal, you usually have a little bit of power, a little bit of like roughness, a little bit of like more rounded tone behind it, and vice versa. Nice rounded tone, you get a little bit of an airier, a little bit of a more a characteristic tone coming in afterwards. Pairing of vocal registers up and down was really pretty. The vocal power, I think, is the most interesting thing of this song because everyone is singing with an entirely different vocal color than on their high energy tracks like Weather and like on Feel Good on this album. Like Nako, I think pretty much entirety of Maknae half, Jisun included, is singing with a little bit more like extra texture to their voice in terms of like it's a little bit more of a rounder tone that they're singing. And Serom for some of her lines too in a way. But then you have your main vocal trio in the middle over there, or Hayoung, Gyuri, and Jiwon. They're holding back on the power for a lot of the song, and only in like on the very occasion that they're singing in the pinnacle of the chorus, they really kick in the power. But apart from that, it's just a really mellow and like light tone that they're singing in. And it's like completely flipping the script on what the typical From a song is. And that's really good. It's really fresh. God, I love Gyuri's voice. Honestly, like nothing against the other members, but no one does a mixed voice like Gyuri in this group. She just had this innate ability to perfectly blend her head voice and her chest voice together, and it's so seamless and it's so pretty. And especially on a song with this register and this like pace, it sparkles. Don't get me wrong, I love a Hayoung whistle note, and I love a powerful Jiwon high note. But Gyuri's mixed tone is goddamn gorgeous. That's making me happy. Somebody to Love. Great Queen song. Great Queen song. Definitely not the Queen song, but definitely a different vibe. Oh, this was not the vibe I thought this was gonna go. I couldn't find the meter for the song at all. Oh, we are getting the main vocals out of the way real quick with this song. Interesting pre-chorus. You got a big jazzy kick to it. Flip the script on the vocal line distribution with Settle getting the high note. Oh, this song is metered so interestingly. Rapper knuckle? Yeah, all of a sudden it goes super jazzy for the pre-chorus there. Nice head voice. Wow, that is a chorus. Soyeon's getting a lot of vocal lines on this album. Really clever way of bringing Cutie in on this final chorus. We'll go back to it and talk about it. Keep the harmonies. Oh, that final chorus was magical. Ooh, that one was really pretty. The jazzy kick was not what I was expecting this song to be, but I'm pleasantly surprised by it and I'm very much satisfied with it. Now, let's talk about that second chorus to the final chorus, because that might have been like the best 1 minute on this album in terms of like their musicality of it. So let's try and find it. Should have been right around here. Do you hear the amount of air that Hayoung is putting in her voice for this phrase? Same with Gyuri putting a lot of air. Even Jiwon is putting a decent amount of air behind her voice on that chorus. And they don't need to. They can sing with a decent amount of power on this song, and I don't think it would be out of place. But they're choosing to put air behind it. And I think that's such a cool touch and a really good show of like how much control they have over their voices. Then we go to the bridge. That very subtle little vocal run at the end from Soyeon. Notice how Jiwon doesn't have a lot of air in her voice now. That is such a clever way of bringing in the second voice. Because pay attention to... Oh, it's doing the thing, isn't it? Pay attention to the note that Jiwon ends the 비워줄게 line. And then what note Cutie comes in on with the chorus. There will be the exact same notes. From there, it's like you have Jiwon coming in at this trajectory, and then Gyuri takes over that melody from the exact same note, and then Jiwon's free to do whatever she wants on the ad-libs up top. It's a really cool way of introducing a second voice, and it's really well executed. They both get like the right vocal color to match each other there. And then Nako's voice pairs so well with Jiwon's here. That like when Jiwon gets into like the almost airy like borderline whistle tones, it's like tippity top of her head voice. Super airy, super light. Nako's super high voice is really similar to that, and it pairs so well together that when they inevitably do start harmonizing with each other during that phrase, it just sounds like it's the same voice layered on top of each other, and it's so well executed. It's so well laid together. Really well balanced song. Alright, last one, Mulgogi. We've watched a special clip for this, so it'll be kind of like a little review of the song, but and then we're going back to the kind of funky vibe. But now knowing the context of the album, it kind of feels like an end credits song in a way. There's definitely a more playful element to the song. The beat definitely helps too, but the syncopation of the top line is very playful. Even in this breakdown section, it's still a playful beat. Nice melodic ascent there. I might have been wrong, but I feel like we didn't get a lot of Chaeyoung in Somebody to Love. Interesting. Going halvesies on that line. Going half rap, half melody. Again, really well transitioned. Crisp high note there. There's the mixed voice again. I don't remember this bridge breakdown being this noticeable. That is a very noticeable breakdown. Delayed re-entry, always important. Does that song not give off like end credit vibes to anyone else? Like, it gives me kind of like 1980s American like college graduation end scene vibes for me. It sounds nothing like the era, but like in terms of like the feeling of it, it feels like a high school film where the friend group all graduates and goes off their own way, but it's like the final scene of the film is before they all have to leave and they're running out of the gymnasium with their diplomas in their hand, like held up in the air, and it's like this slow-mo scene that slowly slows down until it's a still frame and then the credits start rolling. Like, that's really specific, but it just, there's this innate playfulness to it. And you know what actually might help is if I Google what Mulgogi means. Um, Mulgogi. It means fish. Mulgogi means fish. Huh. When I think of Fromis and fish, I can only think of that flatfish that Soyeon had to beat with the back of a knife in, what was it? Was it The Hundred? Is that the show that they were on? Oh, iconic moment. I feel like I've seen it on so many compilations, but yeah, it just, the song is so appropriate for where it is that like I'm glad they put the ballad in the middle of the album, because with the way the energy of this album has been, it wouldn't work at the very back end because all the songs on it work in a very specific sequence. It works in a nice ebb and flow, like a nice sine curve. We started with Feel Good, bring the energy down just a wee bit with Weather. Admittedly, it's a different type of energy and it's a little bit tamer in a specific way. Then you have Starry Night, which is, the bottom end of the sine curve. Then we got Somebody to Love, which is a little bit more energetic, and then we've got Mulgogi. It's a nice, even distributed sine curve. And with the way the album was going, Mulgogi and its energy fits right at home at the very end of the album. Good energy, really good energy. And I feel like I didn't have a lot to say on this album, mainly because we listened to a lot of them before. Okay, not ideal, but we'll make do with it. I'm never gonna say no to listening to more from this music, so I'm not gonna complain about re-listening to some stuff. I know it's probably gonna like elongate to be a little bit longer, but I'm pretty sure you're all Flovers anyways, so you probably won't mind listening to some of Fromis's music a little bit extra. Okay, so we have, in terms of releases that we have left, we've got Nine Way Tickets, we've got Airplane Mode, brilliant song. I am so tremendously excited to listen to that again. We Go, and Promise, which I don't think we've listened to Promise the B side yet. And this would have been their final era as part of OTR. Because then they go Talk and Talk, which was a single with one track on it, so we'll skip that. And then we'll go into Midnight Guest, which we've heard Escape Room, we've heard DM, and then we've heard Hush Hush. So there's Love Is Around, and there's Zero G. And that just leaves from our Memento box, which, like I said, I've personally listened to already. If you want me to listen to it on here, let me know. If not, I'm perfectly fine with skipping it. I also don't know the exact date on the Fromis drop, because I don't think an official date has been released yet for the latest Fromis 9 album. Yeah, it just looks like the most recent update is that they're going to release a first studio album mid-March, and that's it. And that was from last month. So hopefully we get a little bit more update on that moving forward. And I'm tremendously excited for it. Tremendously excited to continue this little Fromis little mini series we have going here with Fromis Fridays. Apologies if this did come across as very scuffed. It's just doing things in advance is kind of necessary with this week. If you've kind of seen the release schedule for this week, you'll understand that it's kind of been a mess. But we work with the cards that we're dealt with. So this was a lot of fun. Might be My Little Society might be my favorite from this album. Ooh, but Fun Factory was really good too. we'll say 1 and 2, like level pegging, we'll say up until this point, My Little Society and Fun Factory. I think for me right now. We'll see. That might change later down the road. So that's it for me today. Thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy, want to see more, channel icon is up there. Find the back catalog of stuff I watched in the past. Drop a subscription if you want to keep up to date with whenever I upload new videos. And if you want to watch another video mine right away, YouTube recommends you watch that video down there. And until next time, bye bye.